Castillo. Mr. Castillo, you got the endorsement today of cops. Why is that significant?
Well, I've been a prosecutor most of my legal career for about 15 years now, and I've been assigned to the Narcotics Task Force for about 11 years. And actually, I office with the narcotic detectives. They're like family, they're my peers. So getting their endorsement is getting like the endorsement from my family, my friends, my peers, my colleagues. We work together, sometimes till late in the evening when they need a search warrant at 2 o'clock in the morning. They call me, and I can review the search warrant so they can present it to the judge so they can go ahead and execute the search warrant. We eat together. I consider them family. I don't know what else to say. They're my family.
During your remarks today, when you mentioned one of your opponent's name, Teresa Caballero, she got a very, very negative response. In fact, they actually booed when you mentioned her name. Why do you think that is?
Well, Ms. Caballero has been critical of law enforcement. I think as a judge, one should be pro-law enforcement. It doesn't mean that we're going to take their side every time they appear before the court. But as a judge, you're there to benefit the community, and that's exactly what law enforcement does. Law enforcement is there to benefit us all, the community.
Mm-hmm. So your opponent has obviously a pretty high profile in this community. Compare and contrast your candidacy versus your opponent.
Well, my candidacy is about the issues, about knowledge and experience in the law that we're going to preside over it. I think Ms. Caballero tends to be more vocal on social issues that really don't pertain to this court. If she wants to be vocal about social issues, then she should run for some type of other office, some political office, instead of a judicial office.
I know that she's got some kind of proceeding that's going on right now. It's been reported in the media. What are some of the punishments that are out there if, kind of looking, in the future, if she's found culpable for whatever the proceeding is? What is she facing?
Well, the state bar is taking disciplinary actions against her, and she can get from a minimum from a private reprimand, which we won't know about, and she can lose her license. And if her license is taken away, this court will be left without a judge, like it happened 4 years ago with Mr. Barraza that is not incarcerated. The same thing. I mean, she's not facing incarceration, but she's facing the loss of her license. And if she loses her license while on the bench or before the bench, that is a detriment to the community because there'd be a court that will not have a sitting judge.
Okay, and so last time when we had that situation, I think we had two previously where they weren't able to serve. They still collected a salary, and then taxpayers had to pony up for a replacement. Is that right?
A judge can be taken off the bench and they can have their salary. What that means is if that judge is taken off the bench while the proceedings are going on and he's being paid a salary, the community, the county, bears the expense of paying for the visiting judge that's appointed in the meantime to preside over that court. So it's a lost situation for the community because right now with the financial crisis that we're having, we would be paying the salary of a judge twofold.
Okay, and so final question. Your average voter really doesn't pay too much attention to the judicial positions in those races, but why should they pay attention to this race? Why should it be on their radar?
This bench deals with narcotic-related offenses, and as a prosecutor for 11 years in that court, when I first got there, I didn't know the problem El Paso had with narcotics. And being there for 11 years, I found that narcotics are not only in our high schools, middle schools, but elementary school. And as a parent, I don't want my child, like I don't think anybody else would want their child, to be exposed or subject to narcotics while they're growing up in school. I want my child, as anybody else would want their child, to grow up and go through the school system free of those temptations, and I think it's important for the voters.
Okay, so if you had an opportunity to talk to an undecided voter in El Paso County, what would you tell them?
First of all, vote for Jose Castillo. I have the experience, I have the knowledge, I concentrate on the issues. I'm not trying there to seek media attention for this or for that. I'm serious with what I do, I take it very serious, I love it, and I'm the best candidate, I'm the most qualified.